My interview will be with Kalamazoo comedian, comedic performer, and artist Derek Lee Feltner. This interview will be conducted by Derek Lee Feltner. First question, Derek. How did you get started in comedy?
About 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to pursue stand-up comedy after talking about it for about 2 or 3 years previous to that. I asked my friend Adam West how to go about that, and he suggested I do a show at this place called Rupert's, which is on a Sunday. They would put you on last. That way, if it was bad, no one would leave early because of how terrible you were. And I've been doing it ever since then. Up until...
How do you figure out what you're going to do?
I have a very well mapped out idea of what I'm going to do with my set from start to finish. If something happens during that from an audience member or equipment based, I will adapt and react accordingly. And that seems to have worked pretty well for me up until this point in the 4 to 5 years I've been doing comedy.
That's very interesting. What is your creative process?
I base everything that I do on fact or truthful things that have happened to either me or close family members or friends. That way, I don't ever have to
Really? Would you like to expound on that?
Yes. What I talk about is things that have happened to me or people I know.
That's very interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying that it's stuff that's happened to me or close family members, and it's always truthful. That way I don't have to worry about what I'm saying, because it's easier to tell the truth than it is to lie.
You know, I'm not familiar with that. But that does bring me into my next question. Who are some of your influences?
My main influence is Andy Kaufman, Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Kristen Shaw, Maria Bamford. Those are my favorite comedians.
So recently, with the pandemic, you've started drawing. Is that correct?
Yes, I started drawing.
Now, have you always been into drawing, or was that something that has just come about because of the current situation with the pandemic and not being able to perform?
I drew a lot as a child, all the way up until high school, and then a teacher did not like that I was drawing in his class, so so he would stop me from drawing, and then because of that.
With those drawings that you've done, any standouts or favorites that you've really enjoyed doing?
I mean, all of them have been really enjoyable. It's been very therapeutic for me. I would say that my Zach Galifianakis Scrabble diarrhea drawing and the Steve Martin arrowhead have been my favorites so far. So some of my absolute favorites, just based on who they're about.
And then where, if people wanted to see this artwork of yours, where could they see it? Is it available online yet?
I mean, you can go to my Instagram page, which is Derek Feltner 1983. You can see it there. And I also am taking commissions for anyone who would like one of their favorite comedian or themselves.
Oh, and you brought pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I already showed them, but yes, these are some of my drawings. And again, I can do custom commissions for those people who want them.
So, with the new year upon us, anything that you have planned for 2021 that you want to accomplish? Maybe something from 2020 that you couldn't do that you're going to push into the new year? Or anything from 2020 that you accomplished that you're pretty proud of that will kind of piggyback onto something that you can do in 2021?
So that's a lot. I have an idea for a movie with a friend of mine, Mike Snyder, and we're hoping that we can eventually start working on that. It would be like a documentary about stand-up comedy, or just like a movie about stand-up comedy. I was able to release a cassette tape.
Sorry, I'm just going through my notes here. I had a couple other questions, but that appears to be in another notebook. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to go grab that.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that, Derek. I'm back. Yes. So, what would you say is your creative process as far as creating the joke from like start to finish? What are your influences?
I mean, I base everything that I say on things that I've experienced or things that have happened.
And then how would you say that? I mean, like, when did you get started in comedy?
I got started in comedy about 4 or 5 years ago. My friend Adam West, I asked him about how to start, and he suggested a show at Rupert's.
That's very interesting. And then, so, like, based on what you do, who would you say are some of your biggest influences, comedy-wise?
I would say Andy Kaufman is a big influence of mine. Zach Galifianakis, Maria Bamford.
I kind of figured that was an influence of yours. And like this whole drawing idea of yours, like, how did that start? That you've been doing recently? You started drawing, right?
Yeah, I started drawing. I did that a lot as a child.
With the ones that you have drawn, the drawings that you've done, any standouts or favorites that you've really enjoyed doing?
What's going on? I mean, Zach Galifianakis, the
And then Derek, for 2021, do you have any big plans? Anything that you're wanting to get accomplished, or
Yeah.
that you're trying to maybe do next with either your physical art, with the drawings, or like your comedy?
Yeah. I have an idea for a movie that I want to work with my friend Mike Snyder about. It'd be like a documentary about stand-up comedy. I also released a cassette tape here in 2020.
Excellent. And then, where can this artwork of yours be seen?
It can be seen on my Instagram page, Derek Feltner 1983 it's on Instagram.
Derek, it's been a pleasure interviewing you. Thank you so much for sitting down and taking some time to answer these questions. Really appreciate it. I hope you have a great new year. my best to you and your wife and your small child that you have.
Thank you.
Yeah, just been a overall great experience. It's been wonderful talking to you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Derek Lee Feltner, Kalamazoo comedian, comedic performer, and artist. If you'd like to see any of his artwork, you can visit his Instagram page, which is at Derek Feltner 1983. You can also visit derekfeltner.bandcamp.com to listen to his 2-track cassette tape album called This Is Not a Comedy Album, Let's Get Drunk and Watch Congo. And he's also on Facebook under the name Derek Lee Feltner, over at Twitter at Derek_Feltner, and he's also on TikTok under Derek Lee Feltner. And then you can find him on YouTube just by searching Derek Lee Feltner. You can purchase his album, his stickers, his buttons, and his artwork via his Instagram page. You guys have a great night and a Happy New Year.